Hello, my name is LaShonda Mathis, and welcome to Candid Conversations, where we talk candidly on how we can elevate your life to the next level. I'm so excited tonight to have Minister Tasha Logan with us on tonight. Latasha, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am 32 years of age. I have had a pretty interesting life. I was abused mentally, physically, emotionally, and sexually. First of all, the abuse came from my mom.
Okay.
She was a drug addict, and she was an alcoholic. The abuse came from her, and for a daughter to receive nothing but negativity and abuse from a mom, when you think of mom, you think of embracing, you think of love, you think of her encouraging her daughter, I love you, instilling that you're beautiful, you're a queen, you're everything that you need, but instead I just received abuse. It was always abuse. I was hit in the back with like an old school, the cast irons like that you iron with. It was that you sit on over the hot fire and just let it warm up. I was hit in the back with one of those, and I didn't say anything. Just was taking it. I was so used to it, just accustomed to it, and I was afraid to tell anybody anything. Like, I don't think you should be afraid of a parent. If it's your parent, you should not be afraid to tell anybody, because you don't know what next step is going to happen if you tell someone. You still have to go home with them. You still, what I'm saying, until someone rescues you. So you live in a life of fear. Every night you lay down to sleep and you don't know if you're going to be alive in the morning. One night she came in drunk as usual, and she woke me up out of my sleep, and she was just like, "B, get up and get out of my house." It's pouring down, raining outside. I had on my pajamas, just t-shirt and some pajamas pants, and she put me outside. So I sat on the porch, and we had this aunt that lives across the street from us, and she's mentally ill also. So I was sitting on the porch. My mom came out, and she was just like, "Get off my porch. You can't sit on my porch either." I went across the street to my aunt's house and sat on her porch. I didn't knock on the door or anything, so I guess she was looking out the window. And my mom called in her house and told her to put me off of her porch. So she came out. She said, "I don't want any problems with your mom, and you're gonna have to get off my porch." It was raining so hard. This is at 10 o'clock at night. So I was outside up under this tree from 10 o'clock at night until the next morning at 7 a.m. when my neighbor let her son out to go to school.
Wow. I mean, that's tough. I mean, that's tough just to hear about what you've been through. I mean, it touches me. I haven't experienced anything like that, but just to see that happen to you, somebody that I know that I love, and I think you're such a great woman of God to have gone through this. So how, I guess, did you get this situation? How did you turn around and not let it have such a negative impact on you for the rest of your life?
It took a while. At the beginning, I was very bitter. From the time that I was freed, I say freed, by meaning that after I called the police that morning, we left and they took us to the station, and then our aunt got custody of us. So
hold on. So when you say we, it was you and your brother. Okay, so you guys were taken away, and this happened at the age of 13.
Yes.
Okay, so you were taken away and you were given to your aunt, and so she raised you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm sorry. Continue on.
So after that, I was still just bitter. I was bitter for a long time. Had a lot of anger, a lot of bitterness. I didn't care about anything, anyone, nobody's feelings, because I felt like nobody cared about my feelings. Yeah. Why didn't anyone see anything? Like, why couldn't anyone tell from the way I was always quiet, or the way I was acting, or the way I responded? Like, why couldn't anyone look at me and hear my silent cry?
To hear what Tasha has gone through, it really leaves me speechless. I've never experienced abuse before, but it makes me silent because I have so much empathy and so much compassion and passion for God's people. And to know that this is something that she had to suffer through, it saddens me. But at the same time, I'm encouraged. And if I'm encouraged, and I didn't have to suffer through this abuse, then I can only imagine whoever is listening, to this will be encouraged to know that that was not the end of her story. It just reminds me of how much greater her later days, her future will be than how she began. And it also lets me know what a strong woman of God she is. No one should ever have to endure or experience abuse.
Why am I going through this? Where is God? Why are you not helping me? Why are you allowing this to happen to me?
How did that impact you? I mean, of you being the model child, doing everything that was, for the most part, I know children, we do what we do, right, sometimes, but I mean, nothing to deserve what happened to you. So how did that impact you? How did that impact you going through life?
I overcame bitterness by looking to where I know my help came from, because I went to church at an early age. Like, I was always in church from age 3, as far back as I could remember. My grandmother always kept me in church. And I did wonder sometimes, like, why am I going through this? Where is God? Why are you not helping me? Why are you allowing this to happen to me? At the age of 18, I finally opened up and told my aunt what had happened to me. Her and her kids were there, and they just were in shock. They were like, how? When? Why didn't you ever say anything? Like, they couldn't believe it. They were just in disbelief. And it was kind of just quiet. Like, you could hear a pin drop. And I just looked at everybody's face, and they were really in disbelief. They could not believe what I had just told them. Okay, I need to say something else too. Okay, so after I asked God to do that, I got up. He immediately said, call your mother. I called my mother, and he said, say I forgive you, and hang up the phone. I called my mother. She answered the phone. I said, I forgive you. I hung up the phone. Another weight. Immediately. Something else I want to share with you real quick. After this happened, my mother had to come live with me 2 or 3 times. Mother still an alcoholic, still a drug addict. She went to rehab, but she still had some issues. Mm-hmm. So I'm still enduring these same experiences, having to deal with these same experiences.
In your house?
In my house while I'm older.
Wow.
That's why people can't tell me that there is no God. The word says that we're overcomers.
That's right.
By our testimony. If we got to give the cute part of our testimony and not the dirty, nasty part of our testimony, we can't overcome. So I just want to say this ministry is great. It helps you overcome. Family, friend, love, whatever you're looking for, I guarantee you can find it.
What I appreciate about this ministry is the realness, the love that we have for God's people, that we have for one another. When one person goes through, you don't go through by yourself, because you have someone that's right beside you, just like how you see us here now, that is connected to you. Not just when things are going good, but when you down in the dumps. We're going to get down in the dumps and we're going to get dirty together. And we may be dirty right now, but there is going to be a mighty rising. And that's what I get excited about, is this mighty rising of God that He's doing. He's dusting us off, and He's making us better for the future that He has for us. And I'm so glad that this ministry is a holistic ministry that ministers to the heart, the mind, the body, the soul, the whole man. Because that's what we need today in order to be able to survive in this world. We're in it, but we're not of it.